Welcome back everyone to Blender Unreal Engine becoming a dungeon prop artist. Now this is where we left off. Let me just pull up my actual reference just so I've got that to actually work with. And then what I'll do now, I think we'll actually first of all, we'll create the actual bound that goes around these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that my cursor is in the center. So Shift S, cursor selected. And I'm also thinking that I'll probably be able to use this line going down here instead of bringing in something new. So let's see, can I actually use it in the way that I want? So I'm going to press Alt, Shift, and click, and I'm going to have to go, I think, all the way around here, unfortunately, to here, like so. Yeah, actually, that's not that bad. I think that'll actually work. And then what I'll do is I'll press Shift D. I'll take off proportional editing. I'll press the S button. And then what I'll do now is I will literally just join this one to here. So I'll get rid of this because I don't think I'm going to need it. So this one here, delete, and edges, and then let's join this one and this one together. So we'll join this and this. I think we'll do it through, we could even press J, but then we're going to end up with a bit of jaggedness. So instead of that, we'll just come down and merge at, where is it? At center. So merge at center, like so. All right, we should end up with something like that. And now what we need to do is we need to obviously bring this out a little bit. So let's actually split it off as well. So LP selection, like so. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring it up. So I'm going to hide this other one out of the way just for now. I'm going to grab this one. I'm going to press Tab, A, make sure I'm on edges, like so, and then press E and Z and pull it up, like so. Now remember, one of them is going to be relatively thick, and then we're going to have another one that's actually going to go around there as well. So just remember that's actually what we're doing with this. So I've got my first one now. What I'll do now is I'll get another one that's going to go around it. So I'll press Control R, left click, right click, Control B, pull it out, like so. And then I'll use that as another part. So I'll press Shift D, I'll press S, bring it out, like so. All right, so they're looking pretty nice. Now, are they in the center? No, absolutely not. So what I need to do is I need to press Control A, Alt Transforms, right click Origins, Geometry, and then Shift S and Selections Cursor, Keep Offset. And now they're relatively in the center. They'll just need moving a little bit, but apart from that, they should be fine. All right, so let's come in, add modifier. We're going to bring in a solidify, and I'm probably going to make them a little bit thinner. I think that's a bit too thick. Even thickness on, bring it down, maybe something like that. I think that should be fine. All right, now we've got them. Let's actually bring them in. So I can press A, I can press S, bring them into place, and then I can move them over, as I said, and make them fit around my actual scroll. Now, the one thing is I don't think I'm happy with how thick they are, so I'm going to press S and Z, pull them out a little bit, like so. Yeah, I think that actually looks much, much better. The other thing is as well that I'm not sure actually if I've got any edge loops on this one, but I need to certainly bring it out. So I'm just going to hide my scroll out the way at the moment. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in three edge loops in here. So if I press Control R, so grab it first of all. Oh, we have actually got them in, so that's good. So what I can do instead is I can just grab this and this and put proportion editing on, and then all I'm going to do is just pull them out like so, a little bit. And now you can see that's looking really, really nice. All right, let's press Alt H, bring everything back, and now let's make them a little bit smaller. So I'm going to grab them both, S, bring them in, make them a little bit smaller, like so. Just making sure everything fits. And then what I'm going to do now, I'm going to grab this one. I'm going to press S, take off proportional editing, bring it in a little bit, like so. And now all I'm going to do is just fix any parts that are not right. So if I grab everything now, press A, just pull it out, just so we've not got that actual bend in there. And there we go. All right, finally now, let's come in and add in our solidify. So press Control A, right click, shade smooth, auto smooth on, which it is, and there we go. Now all we need is an actual seal. So I'll bring in a seal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press Shift A. I'm going to bring in I think I'll bring in a cylinder just to start because it'll give me a good idea of what I'm doing. I'm going to also put it on 20, not 16, because I actually want to bend this a little bit, as you'll see. So if I press S now and bring it into place, and then going to rotate it around. So R, X, 90, bring it into place like so. And now let's squish it in a little bit. So S and Y, bring it in like so. Now, the thing is with the seals, you will notice they actually bend with the actual scroll normally. So that's something that I actually want to replicate. So I want to bend it in, bend it over, just so it actually bends into this part that I'm actually trying to do. So to do that, the easiest way actually is just to come in and get rid of all of it except the front of it. So if I press Shift D and then come in, press L, delete, versus. Now I might actually be able to come in and just add in a subdivision. So let's see if we can. So all transforms, and let's see if we can just get away with a subdivision. Let's press Control A. Yeah, it's just going to subdivide it like that. That's not actually what I want. We can bend it actually probably like that. In fact, yeah, we might be able to get away with that. Let's give it a try. So Control R. Yeah, that's the issue I'm going to get. So I certainly don't want that. So I'm going to press Tab, Control Z, take off that subdivision, and now let's do it our actual self. So how do we actually do this? Well, first of all, we need an actual point to actually work with. And we're not going to get that from just this, because if can I press I? Yeah, I can actually. Yeah, we'll do it that way. So I've just pressed I, bring it in, and we press Control R, bring in a few subdivisions, and then now what I can do is I can actually bend this into the place that I want it. So I'm going to grab the outside of it, put proportional editing on, and then just pull it out, and you'll see that it actually bends with it really, really nicely. Now we can actually make this into an actual seal. So if I press A, press E to pull it out, like so, and then just grab the front of here, Alt Shift and click, press E, pull it out, and there we go. There's your actual seal. Now let's press Control A, all transforms, right click, set origin to geometry, and now let's put it back into place without proportional editing on. And there we go. There is a really, really nice seal. All right, so that's that done. Now let's right click, shade smooth, auto smooth on, like so. Join it now with the rest of this, so Control J, and now all I want to do is just put it over to the middle of this one. So if I grab this one, I can press Shift D and bring it over, put it right next to this one here. So you can see, probably got a little bit of work to do in that it's not actually centered. Now it is, and there we go. Now the thing is with this one, do I want a smaller part on here? Probably so. So let's do that. So what we'll do is we'll press L on both of these, press S and Z without proportional editing on, like so. And let's also as well make the seal a little bit smaller, so it just fits this one a little bit better, like so. Now the thing is though with the seal is you would still have it coming out to be fairly thick. It wouldn't lose its thickness. It would be a little bit smaller, I think. So if I Alt Shift click, right click, mark seam, and then come in, grab this, press L, and just pull it out a little bit. Then it's going to keep that kind of thickness that we're actually looking for, while being a little bit of a smaller seal. All right, so I'm happy with that. Let's join these together, so Control J. Let's come in and join these together, so Control J, and there we go. They look really, really nice. Now, let's think about our next actual scroll. So we have one that's kind of open, and we have one that's sealed up. So let's do the sealed up one first. So what we'll do is we'll just put our cursor over here with Shift right click. I'm going to press Shift A, curve, and I'm going to bring in a, where is it? Spirals, Archimedes, and let's actually, you see how it went straight to the center of the world? It didn't actually go with the shift button. Sometimes that happens. Now, let's just turn up the number of steps, because this is actually a full scroll. And we'll also bring this down a little bit as well. So I'm going to turn down, where is it? The height. I'm just going to turn down down a little bit, so it's a little bit more flat, and then turn it up just very, very slightly. So very, very slightly, like so. And now we'll use that as our actual scroll. So I'm going to make it a little bit smaller, and I'm going to pull it over. And then what we're going to do now is do exactly the same thing as what we did before. So we're going to mirror it over. So if I press 1 on the number pad, bring it into place, then I'm going to pull it down, and I'm going to mirror it from this point here. So Shift S, cursor to world origin, and then I'm going to press Tab. Make sure I've got this selected, right click, set origin to 3D cursor. And then finally, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and bring in a modifier. It's going to be a mirror. It's going to be on the Z. Take that off, and there we go. All right, so that's that part done. Now all we need to do is apply this. So Control A, Control A. Oh yes, I can't apply that, because what I need to do is I need to come to Object, Convert to Mesh. That because it was basically a curve. As we know, we can't actually apply the modifier in the curve. So now I can come in, put it on edge select, right click, and just bridge edge loops. And there we go. That is what I'm looking for, because that now can be used to house, those scrolls which have those things coming out of them. So they're wrapped in this. All right, so I'm happy with that. Now all I want to do is, on the next lesson, is we want to make the leather casing that goes around here. We want to make those little funny things that come out of it, like what they hold them with and unwrap them with. And then finally, we want to make the open scroll. And then finally, we can get all of our textures on. So it takes a bit of work to get these done. But once you've got the technique nailed down, you can see it's really easy to go away and actually create your own scrolls anytime you like. All right, everyone. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.